Bless y'all, we got an epic recipe today, St. Lucian cocoa tea. Can y'all smell that? It's so good. Ja Rastafaro. Blessings and wholeness, family. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Akeem Pierre. If you're new, welcome to the vibes. Today we got an extra special recipe. We're here in Almost Alkaline Kitchen where everything we make is almost alkaline. So if you say something ain't on the list, it's all good because we create our own list here and we do it the ancestral way. So we got cocoa tea being made today. A traditional St. Lucian cocoa tea. Of course, I'm gonna add my little flavor, my little pizzazz to it, my little spice to it. Always gotta have fun when you're cooking. So when I'm here making this food, make sure you make it your own because you're gonna add your level of genius to it and then that's gonna make it so much better. So always make sure you add your little uniqueness to it. But this right here, y'all have seen me talk about cocoa sticks before. We've made it a couple different recipes out with Priest Richie in St. Lucia. We did a blended version, and a couple years ago I did this similar recipe, but this is gonna be upgraded, and by upgraded I actually mean more traditional, a little bit more traditional, a little bit more simple for y'all. And this is something that as we're heading into fall, winter, a daily staple. This is something that is so potent in so many minerals like iron and magnesium, blood builders, plus this is the bliss herb or the bliss nut because this right here, it makes you happy. Like there's multiple different chemicals in cocoa that makes you happy. So when we are sad, we just had a breakup and we want chocolate, that's because our physical structure, our being knows that chocolate has what we need to help our chemistry get a little bit more light, a little bit more in the bliss, a little bit more in the joy. So the thing is though, when we buy cocoa on the shelves, they take away everything from it. If you get a Mars bar, if you get a Snickers, it has no nutritional value in it. But this cocoa is hand rolled and processed right beside the trees, right in the same place where it grows. Because they say German or Swiss chocolate is the chocolate. Make that make sense for me. I ain't never seen no cocoa trees growing in Germany or in Switzerland. It grows in Central South America and the Caribbean and Africa. So how are we gonna get German chocolate? It don't make no sense. So we return to the original way here, and this has phenylalanine, which is the bliss molecule, the love molecule, I should say. So this is the one that induces love, and that's why they say cocoa is that happy type of herb. And then it has tryptophan, which is the precursor to serotonin and melatonin, and that's the vibe right there. So that's gonna help you be the happy molecule, and then also the resting and calming molecule. And then on top of that, there's a cannabinoid in here called anandamide, and that is the bliss molecule. So cannabinoids are not only in cannabis, they are present in our physical, right? We have a endocannabinoid system, and then they're also present in cocoa and different types of herbs and food. So without further ado, let's get to the recipe. It's pretty quick, pretty straightforward. What we're gonna do, let's start off with the cocoa. So let's bring it out. Let's let y'all see the brilliance that is the cocoa stick. So when y'all bring this home and y'all smell this right here, you don't even need to eat it. You can just be smelling it and you smile. Like this is the type of food that I like. We're gonna use this cutting board, that cutting board, off limits for now. The Rich Soul Foods custom cutting board, give thanks for the honorable. So what we're gonna do here, each cocoa stick should make about 10 servings if you're making individual servings. Here, I'm gonna make 2 to 3 servings. So we're gonna cut off about an inch worth. And quite simply, we're gonna put the ingredients in here. So we got our cocoa stick, and in here I have some cloves and some star anise. Put that in there. And then a little bit of spice with some ginger. Just gonna pound some love into the ginger real quick. Love, 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 love. Give thanks. Put that in there. And then we're gonna let this simmer. You could simmer it for like 5 to 10 minutes. Me personally, when I make it myself, I like to let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes. And that lets all the flavors release into this water here. And then it also allows the fat molecules that is in the cacao, because this right here is the cocoa powder plus the cocoa butter. So there's a lot of epic fat in here. And this is the good fat. So this is a good fat that has like vitamin E in it, choline, so good for heart health. It helps lower bad cholesterol, raise good cholesterol. And this is just nutrient dense. So when we're talking about this, the more you let it in there, the more the fats are gonna come up. And by the end, you're gonna see a layer of fat just be on top. That's what we're looking for. So while we have the cocoa tea simmering here, we're gonna turn this down to a nice slow simmer. Let's get all of that in here. Boom. Bless y'all. So while this is simmering, we're gonna prepare our dumplings. Yes, you heard that right. I'm gonna put dumplings in this cocoa tea. This is something that growing up, I had some dumplings in cocoa tea one time in my life. And I was like, what the heck is this? And then when I went to St. Lucia and I met Honorable Priest Kailash on Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, we had dumplings in the cocoa tea. And since then, I always make cocoa tea with dumplings. So here we have spelt flour and teff flour. And you could really use any flours you like. I love these flours. And then we're actually gonna add a couple additions to it. So here we have some fonio. So we're gonna add some fonio into our base here. Everything right now that I'm doing is just kind of feeling the vibes. So come in the kitchen, let's feel a vibe. Let's get vibing in this kitchen, y'all. Let's make a kitchen a place where we can come and we don't really need a plan. We could be flustered, we could be stressed, whatever's going on in our life, we can come in the kitchen. And once we step in this kitchen, we just feel relaxed. We feel in a vibe and ease. That's the beauty of cooking, y'all. So let's mix this up a little bit. So that looks good. And then from here, we're just gonna pour in a little bit of coconut milk at a time. You could use water. I'm gonna use coconut milk. We're gonna pour in a little bit of coconut milk at a time. And then we're gonna mix it until we get it a nice dough that's not sticky, that could be molded with our hands. So y'all see how little I poured in there? And it's like, it's almost good. So you're gonna use less than you think you'll need. So once we mix it with the spoon, we're Gucci. Let me take this ring off. So boom, we're just gonna mix the dough up until it's something that could be molded. So as y'all can see, I could squeeze it, I could mold it, and it's not getting stuck to my hands. Even though, y'all can try this. I sometimes like when the dough's a little bit wetter, so then the dumplings are nice and moist. It makes an epic dumpling, but it depends on what you like. But just remember, it's up to you. Whatever you want and whatever you like is gonna be what you can create. You are a creator, remember that. Boom, so from here we can just slice them up. This is the fancy way. You can slice them up. I'm gonna show y'all when we put it in. You can just take it off, poop, 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 as well. And it's gonna be super easy. So let's see. So y'all can see the cocoa stick is still kind of whole. So what we could do is you can grate the cocoa stick in there, or I can't even find it anymore because the cocoa stick broke up. So when we stir it up, you may find a piece of cocoa and it's gonna be so easy to break. So yeah, it's gone now. So now it's fully infused. And then y'all can come have a look at the water and you see how rich this water is, this liquid. It's a nice rich broth full of so many minerals, this high grade healing minerals. Give thanks. So we have about 5 to 10 minutes we're gonna let this simmer for. So what we're gonna do is add some sweet bay leaf. Sweet bay leaf comes in and just adds a delicious, epic taste to it, epic flavor. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. You know why? Because I love my sweet bay leaf. I love it. Epic circulation. So when you're talking about cocoa sticks, cocoa sticks are also a potentiator. And what that means is it makes anything that it's cooked with, it makes its effects more potent. So when you put cocoa sticks with anything, you could think about, what do I want to make more potent? And then you could put it in this cocoa tea, it's gonna level it up. Bless y'all. So that's really it. This cocoa tea recipe is super simple. We've been letting this simmer for about 5 minutes. We're gonna add some coconut milk in there, and this is gonna make it a little more creamy, give it that hot chocolate, like that classic hot chocolate creaminess to it. This is legendary, y'all. Boop. So we Gucci there. Then we're gonna let and that's it. That's all we got, y'all. So we're gonna put these dumplings in there now. And then, so like I was saying for y'all, you don't even need it. We can make this such a simple and easy recipe that you just break them off and put them in like this. Whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. And that's really the recipe. We're gonna let this simmer for about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna do a little bit of a cleanup in the kitchen. Then we're gonna prepare it. We're gonna sip on it with bliss, with ease, and just clean and clear. So before we add the sweetener in there, it's actually gonna be such a bitter drink because cocoa is super bitter. So we have to add some sweetener if you wanna have that chocolatey flavor that we're used to. So I'm gonna add maple syrup. And then before we even do that, I'm gonna take out some of these leaves. So when it comes time to pouring, it's gonna be a bit easier. Got a bunch of the dumplings. Just take out some of the extra leaves that we have in there. Or you could leave it in the plate. So when you're eating it, you get to actually have the star anise and you get to taste on that sweet star anise. It's so good. All right, y'all, so the final touches, it is done, it is ready. One thing we're gonna add is some Seamoss gel. You should probably add a little more, but that'll be all right. So this is gonna take just like a minute, 30 seconds to melt up in there. And then we're gonna add the sweetener. All right, so we're actually gonna turn this off and then we're gonna add some maple syrup. Add to taste. If you don't want maple syrup, because I'm in Canada, so in Canada it's easy to get maple syrup, high grade, high quality maple syrup. If you're in Mexico, you may want agave. If you're in the US, it may be date syrup, but get the best quality syrup that you have available to you to sweeten it. And if you don't want no sweetener, even better. Taste that cocoa. So these are the dumplings, y'all. This is one of my favorite parts. These are like the surprise at the bottom. Sometimes you don't even tell people they're in the bottom and it just surprises them. Let's give it a try. So this is just an added bonus in a cocoa tea. Gives it some more calories, some more interesting. And you could take and put anything in these dumplings. You can make them sweeter. You could put cinnamon. Sometimes I'll put cayenne pepper. You can put so many different things to make these dumplings even more legendary. This is just the base for y'all. So let's give it a try here. So y'all ain't probably gonna see, we'll try to get a camera angle, but the top of this, there's a layer of fat molecules that separated from the water. So this right here, we're getting our healthy fats, plus we're getting a bunch of minerals, plus the sweet bay leaf right here is great for your circulation and blood flow. So that's gonna also help everything get to where it needs to go even faster. So this right here is a powerhouse drink. And something I forgot to mention about cocoa is since it's such a rich iron source, it's great for women on their cycle. So this is something that leading up to your cycle, you could drink this 3 days straight, leading and during your cycle, 7 days straight up to your cycle and during your cycle. And this is gonna help revitalize and remineralize your blood because you know you're losing a lot of iron each month. So when you just sip on iron monthly on a regular basis, you're gonna be thinking ahead. And this is really gonna help working with your physical structure. So when the time of the month comes, it's gonna be a more beautiful, enjoyable experience. So I've heard, so I've heard. Let's try the cocoa tea. I'm getting so much fats in it. When I sip it, I just taste the fats. But this right here is epic. I could add a little bit more sweetener, but I'm gonna leave it as is. And me personally, I would probably let it simmer a little bit more. This whole time of this cooking has been under 30 minutes. So it's probably been simmering for like 15, 20 minutes. So I would let it simmer a little bit more to get more of the flavors. But this right here, a quick feast on the go. This right here is delicious. I give thanks for this cocoa tea. I give thanks for the nourishment. I give thanks for the hands that rolled this cocoa tea, this cocoa sticks. I give thanks for the ancestors for making this recipe and passing it down into our hands. And now we are making this as a part of that lineage. And I give thanks for the creator. I give thanks for Earth for providing us with this high-grade healing cocoa and all the abundance that is on Earth. I give thanks, I give thanks, I give thanks. So much love, y'all. I wanna give thanks to y'all for tuning in. Let me know if y'all have any recipe ideas y'all wanna share, any products y'all want me to talk about, any vibes, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Make sure you share this video. For anyone who's a cocoa addict like me, let them know there's an alternative that's not only gonna taste better than regular chocolate, but it's actually gonna be good for you and you're gonna feel good after. That's the real food. That's that good food, that soul food. If it ain't feeding your soul, it ain't soul food. I don't care what anybody says. But much love, y'all. Sending y'all love and balance. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Ja! Rastafaro. It's the cocoa tea. It's for me, 'cause I got the cocoa tea.